stopping back by Wild Bird Creative. I have had one of those now what weeks. We all have them where you just think, what else is going to get thrown into the mix to be dealt with? So I've decided it's a good weekend for pulling out my composition notebook journal. I've been trying to clean up my studio, and I found just this little pile of scraps as I was putting things sort of away. I'm trying to. It's hard to let go of scraps. So I'm using this batch here, and I'm just going to make a quick page. It's going to be real simple, but I don't want to keep filling boxes with more and more scraps because I've got too many. So the simplest thing to do is to then use them and make something. So let's get started. This is just a simple piece of tissue paper that has little hash marks on it. And that is going to be the first thing that I put down. That's my very base piece. And I love how it just blends right in and becomes basically invisible. Then I have a piece of deli paper that I had some extra paint on my palette, and I just said, you know what, I'm just going to use it up and put it on this piece of deli paper. So it also is a nice translucent piece. The nice thing about deli paper is it's really sturdy. So you can really manhandle it, and it's not going to give you the problems that, say, tissue paper might. But it just makes a nice effect. So I've got a little bit of that blue showing through the periwinkle of this piece. Just nice, nothing terribly fancy. I'm going to run a little more across here. There we go. Simple, easy. Another piece of blue. This happens to be one where I cleaned my brayer off. Just a piece of sheet music. I have books and books of sheet music. And we'll just put this right along here. Look at how I've got this nice blue toned base going on. Then I've got this piece of Russian literature that has some distress spray through a stencil, and it just makes a nice little accent. It's very different. It's very, very soothing. It's a nice color to have with these blues. And as you can see, these are all just little scraps that I have been hanging on to, and it's time for them to get used. There's another scrap. I got this great Japanese book from the library book sale. And it's a nice graphic element. This is a piece from one of those mailing envelopes, those corrugated ones. They strip really easily, so you can get to this wonderful, very flexible piece of corrugation. And I've got some gray strips here that they don't have an awful lot of detail to them, but they're almost like a tweed. They're from the inside end pages of an old book. And they're just a nice accent. Again, if I were to put them into a box, they would sink to the bottom. and then I wouldn't remember that they were there. So this way, I'm just having fun with them in my composition journal. And let's see, let's find, I do like this piece. It does line up nicely, but I don't like it there. I want something else on top of this with a little bit of color. Something a little different. Let me just look at what I've got here. Let me tear this. Again, it's just a scrap that I cleaned off my palette knife. I don't know if I like that there or not. I'm not sure, but I'm not going to fuss too much. I'm just going to go with it. Again, composition notebook. It's just my playground. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be something that I am going to sell or frame or give away as a gift to someone. And I just have this scrap of text here that says holding on. And that's my entire piece. That was my whole week, holding on, trying to keep everything together. So here you go. I'll hold it up real close so you can look at all the details. And this was all just things that as I've been cleaning up, I've been discovering. So I hope that you will maybe take a moment today, and as you're cleaning things up, whether you're toting things out to the recycle bin or going through the junk mail, you'll set aside a few scraps and grab your composition notebook and just have some fun. Just play. Just enjoy yourself. I'd like to thank you all for stopping by. Wild Bird Creative.